Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Monday Morning CTT with Todd Ronan and Liz Cross. Liz, how are you this morning?
I am trying to wake up, but I'm good. Thank you.
All right, we'll have a couple of quick shots of coffee intravenously sent to you, and you can wake up. We've got a small group, so if there's anybody that wants to work on something, you let us know in the chat. Anything that you're feeling that might be giving you problems or anxiety this week or this month, and we can work on that. But we can also work on a few other things this morning.
Yeah, well, you know what? I wanted to work on protection and enlightenment. Really protection. That has been coming up quite a bit lately. How do we protect ourselves? How do we, protect ourselves, from toxic people, but also entities? That's a big thing as well. Excuse me, I came across a scenario over the weekend where this lady who could very well channel and speak to spirit had somehow, and I'm not sure how, had attracted an entity. And when you open up those portals, she didn't mean to do this, right? But she researched a lot of different books, and she tried a lot of different meditations, and she tried a lot of different sources of information. And unless you're in this field a long time, you don't understand this stuff, right? How easy it is to open a portal, and B, have the darkness come through it, right? Because as soon as that portal's open, the dark's coming. Okay, I mean, that somehow they move faster than the light, and I don't know why. So, you have to be careful. You have to be extremely selective when you're doing meditations. If the person behind the meditation is not of the light and highest good intention, well, that's your first fail safe right there. Now you're messing around with somebody who and how do you know this? And so maybe we should tap to increase our protection meters, right? Our instincts about what's good for us, what isn't good for us, because this poor lady, and I tell you, I have tried to rid of black magic entity attachments before, and it's not my specialty. I could not do it. I did CTT session after CTT session after CTT session for somebody many, many, many times. A friend of mine, actually, who's also a psychic medium, many, many times. And the CTT was the only thing that they found that worked for them. But I still couldn't push this thing away. Sorry, I was coughing. I still couldn't push this thing away. So even though I pushed it out further, I could not completely detach it. And while you're trying to detach an entity, especially a black magic one, right? That thing is in your face. It's shouting at you. It's calling you every name in the book. It starts threatening you. I'm going to come after you when I detach from this person. And I'm like, yeah, right. Okay, mate. Because, excuse me. I mean, I guess I'm just used to that level. I hate to say it. I'm just used to that level of abuse because I worked for the police for so long. Do you know how many people used to call and like threaten us down the phone, like all the time? If you don't do this, if you don't do that, I'm going to come get you. I know where you work. I know, okay. Yeah. But anyway, so these black magic entity attachments, they're not nice. And unfortunately, this person ended up with one. And I don't know how to get rid of it, to be honest with you. So the best thing you can do, and I'm sure there is a way to get rid of it, but this is another point. Those people that think that they can just cut through the soul contract and that's the end of it, wrong, wrong, wrong. Okay. Wrong, wrong, wrong. You cannot break soul contracts. You can elevate yourself past a soul contract. You can expand your consciousness past a soul contract. Can you eliminate a soul contract? No, never. And so if anybody is touting that they can, cut soul contracts, I would question that severely. And I would ask them for proof that they've been able to do it, because that etheric cord cutting, the take your pair of etheric scissors and cut through, it doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't work. And I know that because of the CTT. Similarly, when you have a black magic attachment to you, an entity attachment to you, you can't just, oh, okay, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a pair of etheric scissors and I'm going to cut it away. No, because that entity attachment actually has a soul contract with you. And there's a reason it's there. Okay, so yes, it's horrible, but there's a reason it's there. And the reason often is to make you go on this journey of finding out everything possible, how better to protect yourself and to enlighten yourself with lots of different methods in order to find a way to cut this entity. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah, I was working with someone in a CTT session as well, and we found they had a golem attached to them, and their ex was doing some black magic with them. And it took like about a good hour and a half to 2 hours to remove the sticky attachment that golem had created. And the words that we used were, I'm recreating my optimum higher self imprint. And that seemed to help remove the stickiness associated with that golem. But it was a really real scary phenomenon to encounter in
It is.
CTT.
It is. It is. And I'll be honest with you guys, my little problem that I had recently, I was like, is there an entity attached here? Because this person is not, certainly they've changed. I actually did 2 CTT sessions with George Dusman, the creator of CTT, to make sure that there was no black magic entity attachment, and there wasn't. It was just a pit of anger, right? But I had to look into that. Yeah, it is kind of funny when you come across that. I haven't come across that, but only for this certain person, for this entity attachment, the one that deliberately wanted me to focus on that. And but that thing was in my face. I mean, it was scary. And when it was saying, I'm gonna attach myself to you, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, I'm protected, but what if it does? What am I going to do then? Because it interferes with the messages that the psychic medium's getting, right? So it constantly tries to talk over spirit. You have to be really strong. You have to say, okay, that's this thing's voice, and this is another voice that is from the white light. And it constantly tugs on the ear, pulls hair, pokes, while he's trying to do his work. Excuse me. And it's interfering with him. So listen, the moral of the story is, A, we're going to work on protection. B, don't just do any willy-nilly meditation, out there, because you start opening those portals. First of all, you're not grounded and protected. You don't know what's going on. If the intention of that person doing the meditation is to bring through darkness, right? Unbeknownst to you, guess what's coming? It's gonna come, it's gonna bring darkness, because it's all about the intention. So is everybody good with working on protection today and making good decisions about our sources of information, portals? I would like to work on portals, actually, because we open up portals all the time. So is everybody good with that today?
Don asks, how do you know when the golem or dark energy is gone from you, or that attachment? Is there a way to feel lighter, a way to feel that you know that it's completely gone?
Because it won't interfere with, you can tell when one is there, right? When you have an entity attached to you, you know it. I know a lot of time, and it's a very popular terminology. Oh, phrase, I have an entity attachment. Um, you know when an entity is attached to you, and it brings about a certain level of darkness. You can feel the darkness, right? Most of the time, entity attachments, as far as I know, right? And I could be wrong, but the ones that I've encountered, they sit on the shoulder area. So it's almost like, in the old cartoons when you have like the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other shoulder, right? And you're like, the angel's telling you to make this decision and the devil's telling you to make that decision. And you're like, which one do I listen to? And it's kind of like the little devil like sitting on your shoulder. You'll know if you have an entity attachment because there'll be definite interference there. Now, entity attachments, they like to attach to psychics and mediums in particular, simply because a lot of psychics and mediums are doing, what, they're light workers. They're passing on, beautiful messages. They're giving you comfort. They're giving you, tools to make good decisions and things like that. So they really like to get involved there because, of course, as a psychic medium, you open a portal up and your portal has to be protected, right? How do you protect your portal? This is a good question. Excuse me. How do you protect your portal? Okay. And this is what I told the lady over the weekend. You have your door. Okay. Now, my door tends to look like a door to the castle, right? Because your door can look like anything you want it to. You can have it look super sleek and modern. You can have plants on your doorstep, whatever it is, right? But you have your door. And your door should remain closed at all times unless you're doing this type of work. You have your guide, your main guide, and your main guide should act like a bouncer on your door, right? So you tell your guide, you're like, hey, these are the rules I'm setting. I'm not channeling in my bedroom. I'm not doing meditations in my bedroom. Guys, don't do that. That is like the worst thing you can do. Why? Because when you're doing meditations and channeling and spirit work in your bedrooms, when you go to sleep at night, your brain waves are lowered and they're coming in. Why? Because you've already invited them into your bedroom. I do not channel in my bedroom whatsoever. Never. I learned the lesson the hard way. And the lesson was my husband and I woke up in the middle of the night. Things were being thrown around the room. Okay. He was scared to death. I wasn't too pleased about it. And then another time, something actually came right through me. So a spirit pushed itself in the back, through my back, right? It woke me up. It was very forceful and it sat in my like breastbone area. It was hurting me. And then it came out the front because obviously for some reason, I guess my guide kicked it out. Okay. That scared the hell out of me. I learned the hard way. That scared the hell out of me. I shut down being a psychic medium for several weeks. I was like, okay, I got the message. I cannot carry on until I figure out how to stop this. You'd never, ever channel, do meditation like that in your bedrooms or wherever you sleep. If you like to crash on the couch at night, I don't do that, but some people do. They like to crash on the couch. Wherever it is you sleep, you do not do your work there because they're coming. And they're coming in big time. Oh, her brain waves are lowered. Let's make a grand entry. Right? So that you always have to remember that because a lot of people like to do meditations in their bedroom at night before they go to sleep. I would advise against that So your guide is your bouncer, and your door should be closed at all times. Now, when you decide to open that door, you only open it just by a little bit. Your chain is on. Your chain is on your door, and your guide is either looking through the peephole or looking through the crack to see who's on the other side. And your guide says, we only let people or spirits or whatever from the white light in. Okay. They have to prove themselves to your guide before you let them in. Right. So once you realize it's a loved one in spirit, and you can say, I am only talking to loved ones in spirit. Right. You can say that, whether you're doing readings for somebody else, whether you're doing readings for yourself. You shouldn't be doing readings for yourself, by the way, but whatever. um but you say, I only let loved ones in spirit in. And they can only come in if they're good, and they're truthful, and they're honest, and they're this and they're that. You set the terms. Do not let them control you. You control them. Right. You have to be, look, everybody thinks being a psychic medium, oh God, it's wonderful. Yes, it is, but it's a lot of hard work, and you have to be one of the strongest people in order to make sure that you're not getting this bad stuff in. Right. You have to be strong. You have to go into battle. Right. If somebody is on the other side of that door, and they're not, they don't have good intentions, you wrap yourself in steel and you start going to battle. Okay. And I've had to do that. And I'm like Lynn Buchanan. I go for the kill immediately. Right. He says, some people like to sit there sweet talking who's on the other side I don't do that. Right. I make a firm stand. I'm like, you will not be coming in here. And they've gotten used to that now. Right. So they don't even bother knocking at the door. But as you're learning and you're going through this sort of stuff, you have to be firm. You can't just let anybody in through that door. So your guide should be your bouncer, and then who comes into the door, who comes in through the door to talk or to help or to heal or whatever, that should be from the white light. And you should feel comfortable. And then your guide shuts that door immediately. Right. Bang, shut the door. You've got your person in here. You may have a queue, and you have them wait at the door. If they're good and they're white light and they're eager to talk, they can wait. Or you can have a little waiting room. Right. You can have these people come in, or spirit come in and sit in the waiting room. But you only let one step forward at a time, and you make sure that it's from the white light. The second you get a bad feeling about anything, whether it's in a meditation, whether it's in your, I'm not going to say remote viewing. And there's a reason I wouldn't say remote viewing, because you're going to come across some bad stuff in remote viewing, and you just have to be able to take it. Right. Put your big girl panties on and take it seriously. Um, but the second, when you have a spirit, and or maybe you're doing an Akashic Records thing, and something doesn't feel right, hey, get out of there. Right. Go. Bye. Don't hang around. You wait until you feel very comfortable about the situation, and then you can go back and explore it. And you just go as far as you comfortably want to go. But if you get something dark, black mist, uh, something shouting at you in your face, something telling you bad things, okay, because generally spirit's not going to tell you bad things. Right. People, when they come for readings with me, they're like, what's going to happen in the next, several months? And I know they're trying to, I know that they want me to say, well, you're going to fall, or you're going to this, or you're going to that. Spirit's not going to tell you that. Right. No, they're not going to tell you that. No, you're looking at your book in the Akashic Records. It's not going to tell you that. Very rare would it tell you that, because those types of incidents, you're not supposed to avoid, because we learn from bad things. I know it's crummy. I totally agree. I don't know why this is, why they make it so hard for us. I fight with them all the time, and I'm like, why are you doing this to me? But that's not the white light's not going to tell you that. White light's going to give you messages of comfort. Okay, so whenever you feel bad in these meditations, all of that, you just back out of there and you immediately wrap the tree roots around your ankles. Okay, somebody asked, well, what if I just have them touching the bottom of my feet? No, because you want the tree roots to pull you down and ground you. Okay, so when those tree roots are wrapped around your ankle, they're pulling you down. You're down standing on the earth's surface. That's what being grounded means to me. You're standing on the earth's surface. You're firmly implanted there. You've pulled your consciousness back into your body. Okay. And then you bring the white light down from source and you shower your body with it repeatedly. Repeatedly. If you feel like you have this bad stuff floating around in your house, in your room, whatever, take some dried white sage and do some smudging. Okay, so those of you that know how to do smudging, that's great. Those of you that don't, look it up. You never put the sage out. You have a fireproof dish and you let the sage do its work. You also take that piece of sage and you encircle like all of your windows, all of your doors, and you just, say, I'm cleansing my space. It doesn't smell nice. My kids hate the smell of it when I have to do it, but sometimes I have spirits that hang around and they like to bang my pots and pans in the kitchen in the middle of the night. I don't know why. I guess I guess they want to cook. I don't know what they're doing. But it's necessary. So that's another way you can protect yourself. But you cannot just open yourself up to any meditation going. Okay, you just can't. I would strongly recommend. There's two that I strongly recommend. One is Deepak Chopra, okay, because his intentions are absolutely pure. And there's another one that I really like that I take to. It matches with my energy, which is that Joe Tracy or Jay Tracy. He keeps changing his name on YouTube. He has dozens of meditations, and I find his meditations are really good. Now, they're kind of long if you have the time to sit through one, but I find that those are genuine. Deepak Chopra and this Joe Tracy or Jay Tracy, I think that's what he calls himself now. He's been going for a while. Deepak Chopra has some small meditations that you can do. So I hope that's clear for everybody. And it's very important that you guys just be really mindful of what you're taking in. Because, like Our Lady at the weekend, you do not want a black magic entity attachment. And like I said, I can get rid of most things, but I struggle. I could not get rid of that. And even if you push it away and get rid of it, it can come back. So, hopefully she'll find a specialist that can help her. But for me, I'm like, I can't help you because I've tried that before. It doesn't work. And a lot of times the specialist will go in and they'll sit there sweet talking the entity, right? I don't understand that concept, but they do. And when they're sweet talking the entity, all it's doing is giving that entity more power, right? Oh, tell us why you're here. We love you. We this, we that. I tried that. I tried that on one CTT session, talking to that black magic attachment.
Yeah,
Do
that's
you
not
know
gonna
that?
work.
No,
You're
it's not
thinking
going
it
to work.
operates on the same bandwidth as you and the same, low frequency that you do, but it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't work, right? So if you ever go to look for someone who does entity attachment removals, I would question that right there. How do you do it? Do you hit it with force or do you sweet talk it? Because I found sweet talking the entity, no, 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 it really does not work. So anyway, so I thought we would do protection today. Sorry about that long spiel, but I feel it's necessary. I like to educate people, and I know Ronan, you do too, because you run your remote viewing courses. You're all about the education and the slideshows and the templates, and he's highly organized, guys.
Educate,
Highly
replicate,
organized.
and replicate. Yes.
You're so funny. It's like somebody wrote to me over the weekend and they were like, Liz, your coast to coast thing, I expected a full instructional video and slideshow and all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, but that's not what CTT is about. Yeah, you can do a few slides, but CTT, yes, there's protocols. However, you know what it's like, guys. You've been here for a while. We're going through, we're getting our messages of which direction we need to go in, right? So you can't protocol that. You can't template that. The fact that it's based on the information that you're getting in, how are you supposed to protocol that? You can't, right? You have to go with the flow. So anyway, I'll shut up now and we'll get started. Are you ready, Ronan?
Oh, I've been ready for half an hour. Let's go.
All right, but I just want to warn people out there, because those entity attachments, they're nasty, nasty business, okay? Nasty.
There are a lot of people out there who have attachments to them that don't know about it. And so a lot of times you run across those people and they act in a way that's not, befitting a normal person, but it's because their attachment is making them act that way. So you can usually, if you know a psychic, they can tell you if someone has an entity attached to them and they can see them. You might see it in their eyes, you might see it in the way that they walk, but there are a lot of telltale signs, and I see it a lot now when I go out, like walking. I try and avoid those people and walk on the other side of the street.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Let's open. There's a part of all involved that knows how to.
There's a part of all involved that knows how to.
Easily and joyfully manifest.
Easily and joyfully manifest.
All of the protection.
All of the protection.
All of the insights.
All of the insights.
And guidance that we need.
And guidance that we need.
In order to conduct our lives.
In order to conduct our lives.
Safely.
Safely.
And free from toxic entities and people.
And free from toxic entities and people.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our mind, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep joy now.
And deep joy now.
So let's take a deep breath. I forgot to open properly. Ugh. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
How did I forget that? Okay, let's open properly. There's a part of all involved that knows how to.
There's a part of all involved that knows how to.
Easily and joyfully manifest.
Easily and joyfully manifest.
An optimum Faraday cage.
An optimum Faraday cage.
Around each and every one of us.
Around each and every one of us.
As well as.
As well as.
An etheric pyramid.
An etheric pyramid.
For the empowerment and protection.
For the empowerment and protection.
Of each one of us.
Of each one of us.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our mind, body, and spirits are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief now.
And deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath in. And we're going to put that cage around us and the pyramid over the top of our crown. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
That was backwards this morning, but hey ho. All right. So as we were manifesting that optimum protection to get toxic situations or entities and people out of our lives, I got quite a few messages coming in. What did you get, Ronan?
This is going to sound very strange, but I got that there are entities hidden in the negative feelings associated with weather. So there's been a lot of, publication about weather everywhere right now, and evil entities are attaching themselves to that negativity and grounding themselves on people.
Okay. I'm thinking about that one. All right, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to.
There's a part of all of us that knows how to
let go and heal.
Let go and heal.
We need negative situations.
Remove negative situations.
No. We need negative situations.
We do? We need negative situations.
No. Stop. No. We're letting go and healing the fact that we need negative situations. Does that make sense?
There's a part of us that lets go and heal, that we need the idea that we need negative situations.
Yeah, the belief system. That's what we're letting go.
Okay.
The belief system that we need these negative situations. Okay, right? Because in our souls are saying, yeah, we need these negative situations and we need these toxic people in our life, because what happens is we learn from it and we become better people. But then my thing is, what about the people that can't learn from it? They're stuck in a mass pit of confusion. They're stuck in emotionally abusive relationships, physically abusive relationships, or abusive partnership, whatever it is, right? Friendships, familial relationships, and they can't see a way out. But the soul is saying we need these negative relationships in our lives, because that's how we learn from it. So I'm trying to get us to let go of that belief system.
I just wanted the precursor of that idea or that belief system to it before the sentence, but okay. Yeah.
All right, let's start over. We'll get there. It's Monday. There's a part of all involved that knows how to.
There is a part of all involved that knows how to
let go and heal.
Let go and heal.
These negative belief systems. We need toxic people and entities in our lives.
We need toxic people and entities in our life.
We need to be used and abused.
We need to be used and abused.
We invite toxic attachments.
We invite toxic attachments.
In order to better ourselves.
In order to better ourselves.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our mind, body, and spirits are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief now.
And deep relief now.
The dark does not like this tapping today. I'll tell you in a minute. So let's all take a deep breath. I'm getting a lot of pushback from the dark right now. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it. It is done.
See, there you go. We're releasing energy. Now, I actually feel lighter after that round of tapping, but they're really forceful today, right? So what happens is I'm doing that round of tapping, we're doing it together. I'm getting the negatives in, and I tell you, the dark is like right there in my face, because they don't like this. They don't like what we're doing today. Whoa, Liz, you're taking our power away. You guys are working hard. You're saying no. That's actually a very powerful thing that our soul is saying, well, we need all these we need all these life lessons. So we got to have all these toxic people, and we got to have people that come in and treat us badly, and symbiotic relationships and all this stuff. Right. And that, I tell you, the dark is like right here in my face. And they're saying they're not happy about it. They're saying to me, you're basically taking our power away, because that's how the dark has power. The dark has power through negative emotions. Okay. The dark has power through negative belief systems. The dark has power by you sitting in a pit of these bad, toxic relationships, even if it's at your workplace. I don't know why that's coming through. Somebody must be having a bad situation at work. But even if you're sitting in a toxic work environment, right, and you're continuing to stay there, and you feel like you have no choices, and you're not trying to make a move, and you're trying to sit, when we're in these bad situations, we actually sit there going, if I can just get through the day, I'm just going to live each day as it comes. I'm not going to look forward to the future, because I know every time I do, it comes back on me. So I'm just going to try and get through this day with no incidents at work, right? How's that for living? Go find somewhere else to work. But I'm waiting to cash in my shares, or I'm waiting for my 5-year service medal, or my 10-year service medal, or I'm waiting to retire. Like, I understand you've been there for a long time, and you're biding your time each day, and you're making excuses. It's the same with a toxic relationship. Well, they've had a hard time, and this, that, and the other, and I'm just going to try and bear with it. And I take one day at a time. That's really difficult. Do you know how miserable that is? And you're making, the person, not saying you guys, but the person is making excuses to stay there. And as we were clearing out, the soul saying, we have to have these toxic relationships in order to grow. The dark don't like that. They're kind of threatening me right now. Okay. So what's left?
You said had a couple things that came through too. What feelings were they?
The feeling that came through was, I have to be emotionally attached to toxic situations. I cannot stand on my own 2 feet. Ooh, throat tight. Okay. Let me look at Dawn Marie's throat. You've got anger and frustration there. So let's clear all that out. There's a part of all involved that knows how to.
There's a part of all involved that knows how to
let go and heal.
Let go and heal.
I cannot survive without these toxic attachments.
I cannot survive without these toxic attachments.
I'm so used to living with them.
I am so used to living with them.
Anger, frustration.
Anger and frustration.
I cannot stand on my own 2 feet without these toxic people.
I cannot stand on my own 2 feet without these toxic people.
I need all of these bad energies in my life.
I need all of these bad energies in my life.
It's the only way I know how to survive.
It is the only way that I know how to survive.
Anything else? I think your weather theme's coming through. It's like we're witnessing, I need to witness toxic situations around the globe. And we do that by weather, don't we? We do that by weather. We see people getting killed in floods. We see people getting, killed in monsoons, tornadoes, hurricanes.
Yeah, it's that negativity hiding in the wings. Yes.
Yeah, it is. It's a negativity. And we're witnessing that. We're watching it, right? And we need to watch it. So let's let go and heal that. This need to watch toxic situations, the need to witness toxic situations in order to have a fulfilling life with gratitude. We should be able to have gratitude without watching and witnessing toxic situations. That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our mind, body, and spirits are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. So I'm going to ground and protect us all. And I'm asking our spirit teams to step in and take out all of this negative energy away from us, up into the spirit world, cleanse our spaces, turn it into white light, good karma. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
Good grief. This is a powerful one today. Can you feel the power?
Yeah, I feel the energy swirl. So it's the power like that, like a vortex or a whirlpool.
Yeah, it's powerful, because what are we taught, right? We're taught that on the playground as we're little, oh, well, they said they were sorry, and yeah, we do make mistakes. Of course we do. And children make a lot of mistakes, but that's programming. Okay, well, they said they were sorry, be friends. How many times do we do that? Or certainly we've heard that as children. Even something as simple as somebody takes your pencil, and they do it all the time, and then the teacher catches them, right? This is the example Spirit's given me. Oh, well, they said they're sorry, but you don't want to forgive them, right? You don't want to be around that person. But then the authority figures, right? Teachers, counselors, whatever, are saying, oh, forgive, forgive, forgive. And that's laying down this foundation within us that it's okay to treat us badly. It's okay. It's okay. They're going to punch you after school, but they said they were sorry. So just be friends, play nice, right? Because that's what the teachers know. That's their energy system that they had laid down when they were little. And it just goes and goes and round, and it just generates to the next class and the next one and the next one and the next one. But what it's actually doing is saying, we're giving others permission to treat us badly. And that's where we get this energy locked in ourselves, right? Because that's what happens with energy. It just becomes locked down in there. And until we understand that we don't have to be treated badly, that we don't need these, dark things coming into our lives, and we start to push it away. But actually, we're programmed that, it's okay to be horrible to, the other person, as long as they say they're sorry. Anybody knows that's been in a domestic violence situation or an abusive relationship, the cycle, right? So the cycle, and I've done loads of CTT on this. The cycle is, you're walking on eggshells around the abuser, and then you can't take the eggshells anymore. So in order to not have this mad state of anxiety around this person, you actually cause something to set them off. I'm not saying it's their fault by any stretch of the imagination. Nobody should live like this. But subconsciously, your body cannot walk on eggshells forever, right? So you're walking on these eggshells. And so subconsciously, for whatever reason, you set them off. And then, the abuser then hurts the victim. And then what do? Oh, sorry, please forgive me, I'll never do it again, I feel so terrible, blah blah blah. They, because they fly into this uncontrollable rage, and then afterwards it's, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, please forgive me, right? And then what happens? It starts all over again. And that's the energy pattern that we lay down. Now, people that are in abusive relationships have actually experienced far more things than somebody just stealing their pencils, but that's how, that's how it becomes acceptable. And it's not acceptable for you to sit in a toxic relationship, because that's the dark. The dark is sitting there stopping you from your spiritual journey. Okay, so I know we're going to trap this person in this toxic relationship. So think about that. If you have a toxic situation going on in your life, that's the dark trapping you. So let's tap to free ourselves from all of these toxic situations. Okay, there's a part of all involved that knows how to
There's a part of all involved that knows how to
let go and heal
let go and heal
all of our current toxic situations
all of these toxic situations
and future toxic situations
and future toxic situations
that are a tool of the dark
that are a tool of the dark
in order to keep us away
in order to keep us away
from achieving spiritual enlightenment.
from achieving spiritual enlightenment.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
it's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our mind, body, and spirits are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. I've just granted and protected all of you. And we now know it is not our fault for somebody else's anger when they're just, anger for no reason, but they project that anger onto us. Ooh, that was a huge lift off there. Did you feel that? Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
Did you feel that when I said that at the very end, because Spirit gave that to me? Did you guys feel that? It went whoosh. Did you guys feel that? That was crazy, right?
Like a wind coming across.
Yeah, like a strong wind, like whoosh. And it takes away that dark energy. I mean, I felt like that was huge.
Does anybody else still have the dizziness that they were feeling or the numbness that they were feeling? You can let us know in the chat, and the chills that you were feeling.
Doug Mo gave me a thumbs up. Thank you. Your head has pressure. Where is that pressure? If it's on the very top where your crown is, that's the rewiring. Okay. I noticed when we're doing these oh my God, these energy removals, it tends to go from the solar plexus, it travels up to the chest. Sometimes it'll get stuck in the chest and the throat, but it goes out the mouth, which is why we yawn. This is why we burp. This is why we cough. This is why we hiccup. Okay. You'll feel it leave that way. It leaves like from the front. If you're feeling a tingling or a sensation on the crown of your head, that is your brain rewiring, because you have just let go of some of these negative belief systems, and your brain doesn't need to function and rely upon them anymore. So guess what? Your brain now has to rewire in order for you to function without this negative energy. Is everybody feeling good? Good job. Okay. Well, I think with that, we can close. Does anybody have anything that they would like to add? You guys are quiet today. No, everybody's good. I think they've all gone to sleep, Ronan. Oh, gosh. That's so funny. Good, good, good. Full moon, yeah. The Lion Gate time for manifestation. What can we manifest for the full moon, Ronan? How about optimum power and protection? Because the full moon can do that. What would you guys like to manifest?
Power, protection, and insight. Yeah.
Paul fell asleep.
Maybe a deeper connection to my higher self, my intuition.
Okay, great. Let's do it. Do you want to do the fill-in, Ronan?
No, you can go ahead and do it.
Remind me what it is. Let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There's a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest
easily and joyfully manifest
an optimum positive
an optimum positive
charge
shard
charge
star
as like charging our phone
a charge. Sorry.
an optimum positive charge from the intense full moon that will optimally increase our white light protection,
our white light protection,
our discernment,
our discernment,
our insights and guidance,
our insights and guidance,
our joyful abundance. Anything else?
And our connection to our higher self.
And our connection to our higher selves. Good job, everybody. That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our mind, body, and spirits are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, and permission.
And deep relief now. That we are warriors. Okay, thank you, Spirit. So let's take a deep breath. Spirit just called us warriors, white light warriors. Yeah, that's a compliment. Trust me. And we're going to ask that our spirit teams take the rest of this dark energy up into the spirit world, transmute it into white light energy. We're feeling good now. Honor our requests alongside with the positive optimum charge of the full moon. Information transfer is now complete. So be it, it is done. So, right, you got where I was going with that, right? Because with the full moon, you can actually charge your crystals, you can charge your tarot cards, you can charge your pendulum. You can actually set some water out during the full moon, and as long as you set the intention and say, hey, I want to use the full moon's power to positively charge whatever it is you want charging, right? The full moon will do that for you. A lot of times, hardcore crystal and potion makers and things like that, they always set like the water or whatever it is out in the full moon, the crystals, pendulum, they do it without fail. They use the power of the full moon. When I was in New Orleans, and you've heard me talk about that, when I ended up with this bad stuff going on, and I came across a couple of psychic mediums, actually very powerful, in Jackson Square. He was like putting potion on my third eye. He was like, oh my God, you went to that store, Hex, oh my God, and he put that potion on my third eye, and immediately I felt better. And I have the recipe for it, and it's quite complicated, but a big part of that is setting it all out in the full moon light. So whether it's in your windowsill or you set it out on the porch or outside somewhere, make sure it's covered, obviously, but he has to charge his potions in the full moon light, right? Because that's powerful. Psychic mediums are at their most powerful time 3 days leading up to the full moon. It's like my third eye is like So I can just sit there putting out stuff like that, right? You'll see, actually, you could probably go back and check my work, and I'm probably more productive around the full moon because I'm just unstoppable. All right. I'm just pumping out the content. So yeah, so that's how you use the full moon. If you want to cleanse and charge your tarot deck, cleanse and charge your pendulum, hey, you can actually, Ronan just came to me, charge your remote viewing paper. So the paper that you write your sessions on, okay, stick a stack of paper out. You know, obviously you want to make sure it's covered so the dew doesn't get to it somehow. In the full moon, it'll probably charge your remote viewing sessions because your impressions are going to be more powerful. Spirit just gave us that. Okay, let's close. Whew, it's a big one today, guys. I mean, I feel like this was some huge clearing out, heavy duty stuff. All right, let's close. There's a part of all involved that knows how to.
There's a part of all involved that knows how to
Easily and joyfully manifest.
easily and joyfully manifest
Optimum guidance.
optimum guidance,
Positive emotional fulfillment.
positive emotional fulfillment,
Gratitude.
gratitude,
Self-love.
self-love,
And the ability to free ourselves
and the ability to free ourselves
from toxic situations
from toxic situations
in all of those wonderful spaces we just opened up.
in all of those wonderful spaces that we just opened up.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
Part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
See, that's an energy release. It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our mind, body, and spirits are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission,
Healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. And on this deep breath in and exhale, we want to send lots of healing power over to George Duisman, the creator of this most wonderful healing modality called the CTT. He's not well, so we're sending all the love and good vibes over to him. George, we love you so much. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
Now, this is one for the books, guys. I'm going to stay on and answer some questions if that's okay. If you want to stop the recording here, Ronan, thank you everybody for your
Thanks, everybody.
participation.